Welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie and I am doing the end of the year book tag today. So this was originally created by Ariel Bissette. I will link that video down below, and just everybody and their mom has been doing this tag, and so I wanted to be a part of that because if nothing, I am a follower. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like a good time and I needed a video for this week, and so I was like, why not? So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? I started a ton of books this year that I need to finish. Ones that I didn't intend to DNF, that I just sat down and walked away from. And part of that was because I decided to move across the country. So I was reading some stuff like, I'll get back to it, no problem. And then I had to pack it up and then it was in a box forever. And that was kind of how that went. So 3 of the books that I had started and want to continue reading, they are going to be Not If I Save You First, which is written by Allie Carter, who is an Oklahoma author, but she also writes like the Gallagher Girl series and also Heist Society, which is like one of my all-time faves. It's just really cool because she's from Oklahoma and I'm like, representation. So what this story is about, Maddie, who is the daughter of a retired Secret Service agent, and her best friend growing up was Logan, who was the president's son. As they get older, the retired Secret Service agent decides to move to Alaska. So he moves him and his daughter to Alaska, where she basically goes through like survival school. And so she learns to live out in the Alaskan wild. A few years later, Logan, I keep wanting to call him David. I just feel like David is a very president's son name and I don't know why. So Logan has an assassination attempt on his life. His dad sends Logan to Alaska to live with Maddie and her dad because the president trusts him to take care of his son, and then there's this dude that's trying to kill him, and so Maddie and Logan have to like figure that out. The second book that I started and haven't been able to finish was Leah on the Offbeat, which is a companion book to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. There was a lot of hype for this and then a lot of people just ended up not liking it very much, and so I am very curious as to where I'm going to fall on that, but I started it and I didn't get very far into it, like maybe 30 pages, and then I put it down. And so I am excited to read that one at some point. And then the final book that I have that I started and I didn't ever finish was The Hate U Give, which I don't know why I haven't finished this book, but moving was definitely a part of it. I lost this book in a backpack at one point and I couldn't find it and like all kinds of things. But I think I'm just gonna get the audiobook from the library and not worry about it. Like I'll just listen to that and be all good because I saw it was in there and available the other day. So hopefully that's still true. But this book is about a girl who is with her friend when they get pulled over by the police, and the police end up shooting her friend, and she has to deal with the activism and all of the things that come with that. Is the answer to the first question. The second question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I don't really have one. I don't really just read a particular genre or anything at any time. I kind of just pick up whatever tickles my fancy at the time. So no, but I try to read Pride and Prejudice once a year, and so that's my December book that I usually read just sometime around there. So maybe that one's it. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting on? Yes, Tomi Adeyemi's The Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I am stoked about this book. I love The Children of Blood and Bone. And so I have just been like, oh, yay. And then they announced that it was going to be like pushed back. And I was like, oh, that makes me so happy because she's going to take her time and really figure out what is going to work instead of rushing it. So I was super excited about that. And then today on Instagram, she posted her physical copy that she just received from the publisher of her book. So she physically had it in her hand, the second book of the series, and she posted her reaction to when she unboxed the first one and then also what happened when she unboxed the second one. And it was just really, really cute. So I have been following that very closely, I guess is the word I'm looking for, and I'm pretty excited about it. The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So the 3 books that I am really, really wanting to read before the end of the year are going to be Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is going to be part of my Buzzword Readathon TBR. Like if I don't finish any of the books during this week, except for this book, I will feel accomplished. I have tried to read this multiple times and just haven't gotten all the way through it because of just life deciding I can't read that. But I'm just very, very excited about it. It's a heist story about a band of, misfits. So I feel like I'm gonna love it. And that is one of the books that I am looking forward to finishing before the end of the year. The next book that I'm wanting to read before the end of the year is going to be The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. I have had this book forever. It is kind of funny because I lost this book somewhere at one point, and I was running around all over the place asking my parents, asking my brother, asking everybody, like, has anybody seen this book? Where is it? And then we were cleaning a few years ago and found it under a coffee table, and it was stacked under some other stuff that had been there forever behind a box, and so nobody had ever found it. And we're like, how did it get there? I was literally reading it one day and then it was gone. So I just don't know what happened to it and how it ended up there, but it did. And then we found it, and then it's been in my room for a while, and there's a new TV series, so I'm really excited to read that. What this book is going to be about is Lyra, our main character, who is special, I guess. She's the chosen one kind of type trope. She's being fought over by two different ideas of society. So there's a magisterium, and then there's the other version of that is like anti-magisterium, whatever that is. The story is about her and her daemon going through and trying to figure out what's going on and why both sides want her so badly and what's so special about her. So that book, very exciting, really excited to read it. And then the third book that I'm going to try to read before the end of 2019 is going to be Willa of the Woods. This is a middle grade book. It's about a girl that is a night spirit in the Smoky Mountains, and she steals things from people that they don't need. So she gets caught one night in somebody's house. She comes to discover that the day folk are maybe not as bad as they have been advertised or as she's previously thought. So it sounded really cute, and I've been looking for books to talk to about with my cousin, and I thought maybe I could read this one and pass it on to her, and maybe she would enjoy it because it seemed a little magical. So those are my 3 books that I want to read before 2020 starts. The next question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Yeah, I like Six of Crows is probably going to be a really big contender. If I can like get to it at any point, I'm going to get to it. I just feel like, knowing what I like, that it hits a lot of tropes like that. So I am pretty excited about that one. I just am always like, you know, looking for my favorite books. So it changes all the time. And yeah, I just hope, you know, like going into every book that I'm going to find my favorite book. But I do really feel Six of Crows might be up there. And then the next question is, have you started making reading plans for 2020? I have started making reading plans for 2020. I am really excited about the fact that it is going to be, you know, like the Roaring 20s again. So I am going to read 1920s inspired stuff, The Diviners, and I try to do a classic every month. So I might throw Gatsby in there at some point, but I just don't know if I'm ready for the commitment of reading The Great Gatsby, because it's been such a point of like pride for me that I've never read that book. But I might break down and do it. My other 2020 reading goals, I want to do a series of where I'm from so I can get like a greater appreciation for where I grew up and the stories and the people that come from here. And so I want to do like a series of reading books that are set in Oklahoma or written by Oklahoma authors or just having to do with Oklahoma. So that is a really big push for me for next year. So yeah, I've got the 1920s, Roaring 20s, and Oklahoma authors. Those are my reading plans for 2020, and that's the end of the tag. So if you want to do this, jump on the bandwagon just like everyone else, and we can all enjoy each other's tags. Thank you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you really liked it, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.